It is found that approximately 55.3 million people die each year. That is a big number. But an even larger number is of those who knew them while they lived. For most, it may be a small number. They came and they went. But for a slim few, they took advantage of their lives and were able to leave their marks on hundreds. So I pose this question to you. What is the meaning of life if you're not living in a way that will impact others? According to New York's Daily News, 70% of Americans are unhappy at their jobs. They are disengaged and have no incentives to work for. With no motivations or passions for their job, they settle. They settle for a life in which they are going through the motions. But is that the meaning? In one of my independent books, Blake Makowski speaks of his life as an entrepreneur. And like the 70% of Americans just spoken about, he too was living a life with no meaning and leaving no impact. It wasn't until his vacation to Buenos Aires that his life gained depth. Walking through the villages, he found child after child with blistered and scarred feet. It broke his heart. As some may know, it's hard to focus on meaningless things when you have a broken heart. This led him to ending his life in his comfort zone, quitting his job, and focusing all his time into finding a way to help these kids. Through Blake taking a risk and putting meaning into his life and work, he created Tom's and has impacted the lives of over 1 million people. Another example of this is from the book Life Entrepreneur. According to the authors Christopher Gurdjieff and Greg Vinorik, it is dangerous not to do what you love. Every day that you wake up is a new opportunity to make an impact, but the key to that is happiness. Without it, no longer will you love what you are doing, and without love, there is no passion and no meaning. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, how does any of this apply to me? Well, let me tell you. According to the wise words of motivational speaker Dave Gamachi, we are the generation of the future. No longer can we sit back with our feet up and say we will take care of it later, because at any moment, we could join that yearly population of 55.3 million. And would you want to join that group leaving nothing or leaving an impact? And how do I do this, you may ask? Well, you attend a high school of 2,100 students that walk through the doors each day. And through iClub, there are challenges proposed every month to help change the impact the lives of those students. But here's the catch. The kids from iClub aren't being told to continue their lives easily. They are being challenged. They are challenged to solve the problems, whether it is simply saying hi to an unfamiliar face or picking up a piece of trash in the halls. Because before these students, 9 dots have been presented. They are told to connect them all only using 4 continuous lines. While a person not making a difference will conclude that this is completely impossible, it is those who go outside the box that solve the problem. There are peers around us every day who have already taken a head start and stepped out of their own boxes and begun to remove the borders of others. And now, it's time for each one of you to begin too. Now, I want you to take a second to close your eyes. Yeah, really close your eyes. And now let yourself open up. I want you to think, what breaks your heart? The word passion comes from the Latin word passio, which means suffering. Our passions are things that consume us with palpable emotion. The truth is, we all already know what our passions are. They are those little thoughts and ideas that keep us up at night when we're trying to fall asleep. And the only thing stopping us from chasing them is ourselves. Because the biggest risk you can ever take is not taking one at all. If you allow yourself to keep pushing back your passions, too scared of the risks that may come with them, then you will never be able to immerse yourself into something that could change your life. And through those passions, you will find the joy and inspiration that is able to make an impact on the whole world. For me, what breaks my heart, what consumes my thoughts and keeps me up at night, is living in a world where passions are no longer pursued and impacts are no longer produced. But I do not settle for a broken heart, and neither should any of you. So what is stopping you from living a life of happiness, joy, and passion, and leaving a life where you made an impact?